Anger and irritation are among the most disruptive emotions, capable of clouding judgment, straining relationships, and undermining personal well-being. Yet the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a transformative framework for transcending these destructive impulses, not through suppression but through understanding and mastery. At its core, Stoicism teaches that external events and other people's actions are beyond our control. What we can control is how we interpret and respond to them. This fundamental principle empowers us to cultivate emotional resilience, ensuring that no one has the power to disturb our inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, you have power over your mind, not outside events. By adopting this mindset, we shift from being reactive victims of circumstance to proactive architects of our emotional landscape. Stoicism reframes anger and irritation as choices rather than inevitabilities. While modern life often conditions us to react impulsively to perceived slights or inconveniences, the Stoics viewed such reactions as failures of reason and self-discipline. Epictetus famously advised, "It's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters." Anger arises when we assign undue significance to external provocations, whether a rude comment, an unmet expectation, or someone else's behavior. By practicing rational detachment, mindfulness, and virtue cultivation, we can dismantle these triggers and maintain composure even in challenging situations. This article explores practical Stoic strategies for achieving unshakable calm, enabling you to navigate life's inevitable irritations with grace and wisdom. Through disciplined thought, ethical conduct, and a commitment to personal growth, you can transform anger into equanimity and frustration into opportunity. By embracing Stoicism's timeless teachings, you reclaim agency over your emotions, fostering lasting peace and resilience in the face of provocation. Understanding anger. Through the Stoic lens, to master anger, we must first understand its roots and mechanisms through the lens of Stoicism. Anger is fundamentally a misalignment between reality and our expectations, a gap created when we demand that the world conform to our desires. The Stoics identified two primary sources of anger: attachment to outcomes and misinterpretation of external events. Attachment to outcomes. When we cling to specific results such as others treating us kindly or plans unfolding perfectly, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Epictetus emphasized, "Demand not that events should happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and you will go on well." Anger arises when reality deviates from these rigid expectations, revealing their futility. For example, becoming upset because someone cut you off in traffic stems from assuming they should behave differently, a belief rooted in illusion rather than fact. Misinterpretation of events. External events themselves are neutral until we assign meaning to them. A colleague's criticism might be interpreted as malicious, triggering anger, or as constructive feedback aimed at improvement. Marcus Aurelius observed, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now." Recognizing that our interpretations shape our emotional responses is key to breaking free from anger's grip. Practicing rational detachment. Rational detachment involves observing situations objectively without allowing emotions to hijack reason. This practice requires cultivating awareness of initial impressions, fantasiae, and questioning their validity before reacting. Examining impressions. Every situation begins with an impression, an automatic thought or feeling triggered by external stimuli. For instance, hearing a harsh word might initially provoke anger. However, the Stoics taught that impressions are not facts. They require scrutiny. As Marcus Aurelius advised, examine your impressions, test them as gold in the fire. Pause and ask, is this interpretation accurate? Does it serve my highest good? Delaying reaction. One powerful technique is delaying reaction to allow reason to intervene. When provoked, take a deep breath and count silently before responding. This pause creates space for reflection, preventing impulsive outbursts. Seneca, wrote, "Anger begins with folly and ends with repentance. By interrupting the cycle of reactivity, we preserve dignity and clarity." Reframing provocations with perspective. Reframing challenges through a broader perspective diminishes their ability to disturb us. Stoicism encourages viewing provocations as opportunities for growth rather than threats to ego or comfort, adopting cosmic perspective. The Stoics frequently reminded themselves of humanity's place within the vast cosmos. Marcus Aurelius urged, "Consider the lives of those who once lived. Where are they now? Nowhere, or rather nowhere we can see. So too will it be with all the rest, including those whose names are spoken with admiration." Realizing the transient nature of human affairs reduces the weight we assign to minor irritations. Practicing amor fati, love of fate. Amor fati, the love of fate, is a Stoic ideal advocating acceptance of all life events, whether favorable or unfavorable. Seneca explained, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant." Embracing difficulties as part of life's tapestry fosters gratitude and resilience. Instead of resisting setbacks, view them as chances to demonstrate courage and adaptability. 4. Cultivating mindfulness and presence. Mindfulness anchors us in the present moment, preventing rumination on past grievances or anxiety about future uncertainties. Combined with Stoic principles, mindfulness becomes a potent tool for maintaining calm. Living in the here and now. Anxiety and anger often arise from dwelling on what-ifs or replaying past conflicts. Marcus Aurelius urged, "Do every act of your life as though it were the last." By focusing fully on the task at hand, we eliminate distractions that fuel negative emotions. Simple practices like mindful breathing or savoring sensory experiences ground us in reality, fostering tranquility. Observing without judgment. Mindfulness involves observing thoughts and feelings without attaching labels like good or bad. For example, instead of labeling anger as undesirable, simply notice its presence and let it pass. This non-judgmental stance aligns with Stoic teachings on impartial observation, reducing emotional intensity. Strengthening virtue as a foundation virtue, the pursuit of excellence in character, is central to Stoic philosophy. By prioritizing virtues such as patience, justice, and compassion, we fortify ourselves against anger's corrosive effects. Practicing patience is the antidote to irritation, enabling us to endure delays, frustrations, and inconveniences gracefully. Rather than rushing to react, remind yourself, things unfold in their own time. Patience reflects temperance, one of the cardinal Stoic virtues, and strengthens emotional equilibrium. Embodying justice and compassion. Justice calls for fairness and empathy, even toward those who provoke us. Before reacting angrily, consider the other person's perspective. Are they acting out of ignorance, fear, or pain? Responding with kindness diffuses tension and fosters mutual respect. As Marcus Aurelius noted, "What injures the hive injures the bee." Treating others justly benefits both parties. Building resilience. Through adversity, resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is cultivated through deliberate exposure to challenges and consistent application of Stoic practices. Voluntary discomfort. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort, deliberately exposing themselves to minor inconveniences to build tolerance for larger trials. Examples include fasting, enduring cold showers, or sleeping on hard surfaces. These exercises reinforce adaptability and diminish fear of loss or deprivation, making everyday irritations seem trivial by comparison. Viewing obstacles as opportunities, Marcus Aurelius observed, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every obstacle contains seeds of transformation. For instance, dealing with a difficult coworker might inspire skill development in conflict resolution, turning frustration into competence. Developing. A daily Stoic routine consistency is essential for integrating Stoic principles into daily life. Establishing rituals reinforces habits of thought and behavior conducive to maintaining calm. Morning reflections begin each day by contemplating potential challenges and affirming your commitment to virtuous action. Meditate on Stoic maxims like, "Today I shall meet people who are unkind, dishonest, or selfish. None of this surprises me, for I know the nature of humankind." Evening reviews end the day reflecting on successes and areas for improvement. Journal answers to questions such as, "Where did I act wisely? Where could I have responded better?" This process builds self-awareness and accountability. Daily meditation on death memento mori, the reminder of mortality, anchors priorities and combats trivial concerns. Contemplate impermanence regularly, asking, "Will this matter when I look back on my life?" Conclusion: achieving unshakable calm. Through Stoicism, by applying Stoic philosophy, we transcend anger and irritation, achieving a state of unshakable calm. Through rational detachment, reframing provocations, cultivating mindfulness, and prioritizing virtue, we reclaim agency over our emotions. Challenges cease to disturb us. Instead, they become stepping stones for growth and self-mastery. As Epictetus concluded, "No man is free who is not master of himself." With Stoicism as our guide, we harness this mastery, navigating life's complexities with grace, wisdom, and unwavering serenity. In doing so, we embody the essence of Stoicism, living harmoniously with nature, fostering inner strength, and contributing positively to the world around us.